Hey, I'm JP with Tine Taxidermy in Spring Branch, Texas, showing you a little bit on my taxidermy work. When I get ready to start finishing up a deer, I take a wire brush, I brush his face, down his body, I come on the other side, make sure I've got all the glue if I get glue and stuff, brush him down. By the way, when you get him home, if he's scuffed a little bit, take the wire brush, scuff him down, and he'll be fine, and hang him on the wall. First step is I wax my eyes. A lot of people put the 2-part epoxy, but I just it's a little better, it's a little neater. I think it looks better. I go to the tear duct right up here by his eye. I put a little in here. I'll come down with my tool, start with his eyes, and I go around the eyes like this here. Like I say, I think it looks a little bit better. It's easier to clean up and everything. And I fill all the cracks up with wax. You see the pin there? It'll hide once I airbrush it. And I just go right around it, scrape off the excess. Then I go to the top, push my eyebrow up a little bit, stick it up in there, and just rub it. Put that wax up in there like that, rub it down. You create the eye. You don't scratch the eyeball. If you use wax, you're not scratching the eyeball. 2-part epoxy, I've seen people scratch the eyeball, and I like my eyeballs to be unscratched. And you can clean this wax up with lacquer thinner. Now, what I'll do is I'll move to a step to where me get some some lacquer thinner, go through that for a sec, then you go back over here and you take lacquer thinner and you can shape around your eye and your eyelid and your tear duct, and it cleans up real good. By the way, you don't want to hang your deer over a fireplace. That'll make them draw up. It's got to be perfect. Good. And that completes one eye. This side's ready to airbrush. Moving on, so what I do to my noses and my lips is I take some 2-part epoxy, take that, let me get me a couple of Q-tips. That's what I do is I just push a little bit of this 2-part epoxy into the nostril, get my little sculpting tool, put it on there, tips, I take it, hold it in there and turn it, and that shapes it to the nostril, puts it back up in there a little ways. That's ready to airbrush when it dries. I use it in my lips because some of the deer that people do, they're pull out a little bit. You got to watch them, and I watch them pretty close. But I put a little bit of 2-part up in here. I feel that. And if hunters have sat and watched a deer has a little lip. Sometime whenever they're rutting, they're chasing does, you can see this lip real well. But I take that, I put a little bit in there. Once you airbrush it, it's gone, it won't be seen. Okay, now I'm gonna take and I'm gonna build his lip. That's what I'm doing now. Is, like I said a while ago, I'm gonna build that lip. Tell the difference in it.
JP doesn't eat lunch, he just eats 2-part epoxy.
Well, I do. I eat Q-tips too. I mean, I got to keep them wet, and I mean, I'm a wild man. I love the ecosystem. I'm a big bow hunter. I love the outdoors. Look at there. Then let me get back to this. I usually run a little bit, just enough to hide. Like I say, sometimes a little bit of it will pull out. Just feel that little deal right there up just a little bit. Kind of makes it look like a jaw. Just smooth it out. Like I say, I'll have to maybe touch it just a little bit as I'm starting to airbrush, but we'll get into the airbrushing here in just a minute. But there that is. You've seen how that all happens. It's what I'll do now is I'll go back over here to this other deer and I'll get my airbrush rigged up and I'll start airbrushing the eyes and the nose, and we'll make a set today. And that's a set. Hey, if y'all want to stop by, like I say, it's Tine Taxidermy, Spring Branch, Texas, 7200 Highway 281 North before you get to the bridge on the Guadalupe, right here on the right by the gear guy. Come by and shoot the breeze with me, and we'll either hunt or we can sit here and drink a bottle of water, get to know each other. Anyway, I hope everybody looks at this come and visit me. I'm right here. Bring your deer heads to me. I guess that'll be all I can give you today.